Welcome to The Explainer. Now, if you follow the trucking industry, you already know it's a tough racket. But today, we're diving way past the surface. We're going to break down the brutal, unvarnished economics of actually managing a fleet of 100 trucks for profit. And I promise you, by the time we're done here, you are never going to look at the highway the exact same way again.
I mean, just think about this number, $96 billion. That's the revenue generated by the U.S. trucking industry in 2024 alone. When you see a number with that many zeros attached to it, it is incredibly alluring, right? It sounds like an absolute gold mine, one of the most reliable ways to build wealth in America. It looks clean, it looks simple. But, well, that shiny surface is hiding a much darker reality when you actually sit down to scale a fleet.
Okay, let's dive into this. The outside world looks at trucking and sees this super simple equation. You buy some trucks, you hire some drivers, and you just watch the money roll in. But the inside reality, it is driven by some incredibly harsh, brutal math. You see, this is a business where your costs are fixed every single day, but your revenue, totally unpredictable. You could do literally everything right, buy the best equipment, hire top-tier people, and still be suffocating from negative cash flow. The gap between those two viewpoints is just one of the most brutal realities in any industry.
So, here's our roadmap for The Explainer today. We're going to cover the $96 billion illusion, the brutal cost of one, the volatility trap, the margin killers, scaling to 100 trucks, and finally, we'll lay out the blueprint for profit.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the $96 billion illusion.
This illusion, it really starts the exact moment you try to buy your first truck. You might think grabbing a used sleeper tractor is your biggest hurdle, right? But before you can legally move a single load across state lines, bam, you're hit with regulatory costs you probably didn't even budget for. We're talking FMCSA registration for $300, an international registration plan plate, that'll run you anywhere from $1,500 to $3,500. Throw in the heavy vehicle use tax at $550. Then you've got to get a drug and alcohol testing consortium going, plus electronic logging device software right in the cab. And none of this is optional. Before a single box is legally moved, an operator is staring down up to $11,000 in pure administrative startup costs, literally just to be street legal.
All right, moving on to Section 2, the brutal cost of one.
So now your truck is legally registered. It's ready to hit the road. Let's look at the staggering everyday expense of just keeping that single truck alive and moving, say, 120,000 miles a year. Let's do a rapid-fire breakdown. Driver compensation, $119,000. Fuel, $83,000. Equipment payments are going to run you about $47,000. Routine maintenance, another $24,000. Commercial auto liability insurance averages around $12,200. Add in your admin costs of $6,000, you sum all of that up, and a whopping $291,000 evaporates annually before that truck earns a single dime of actual profit. Now, what's really interesting about this next point is the final math. It is just staggering. In a typical year, if you're booking loads at $2.50 a mile, that truck grosses $300,000. But subtract our $291,000 in operating costs, and you are left with a net profit of just $9,000. That is a microscopic 3% net margin. And keep in mind, that assumes a totally flawless year. No breakdowns, no accidents, no days sitting empty waiting for freight.
Which brings us to Section 3, the volatility trap.
Because that tiny 3% margin we just looked at, it is completely unprotected. It's entirely at the mercy of massive economic forces and freight market swings that an operator absolutely cannot control. Think back to the pandemic boom. People were buying physical goods at record rates, and truck operators were making money hand over fist. But then, consumer spending cooled off. Suddenly, you have way too many trucks competing for far fewer loads. Spot rates completely collapsed. By 2024, truckload carriers posted an average operating margin of negative 2.3%. Think about that for a second. That means carriers were literally paying to haul freight because the cost of operating was higher than what shippers were paying them. The fallout? More than 88,000 trucking authorities were revoked or surrendered between 2023 and 2025.
And hey, if you think this only happens to the small, inexperienced startups, just look at Yellow Corporation. At its peak, this was a $5 billion giant with 30,000 employees, 12,000 trucks, and nearly a century of history. But, as their CEO Darren Hawkins pointed out when they finally had to close their doors, they simply couldn't escape the lethal math of those fixed costs crashing into shrinking variable revenue. When your cash flow goes negative, the spiral accelerates fast, and honestly, no amount of legacy or history is going to save you.
Let's dig into Section 4, the margin killers.
So, how does that negative spiral actually happen? Well, it's usually down to these silent, industry-specific assassins that quietly sneak in and destroy whatever tiny margins a fleet manages to scrape together. The first big assassin? Deadhead miles. This is just the distance a commercial truck travels completely empty. Let's say you find this great load paying $2,600. Awesome, right? But wait, your truck is 200 miles away. You have to drive those 200 miles burning fuel, paying your driver, and generating zero cargo revenue. Once you factor those empty miles into your overall operating cost, that seemingly profitable load instantly turns into a $112 mathematical loss. It just quietly eats your profitability from the inside out.
Then you have the second assassin, nuclear verdicts. These are jury awards in personal injury lawsuits against commercial truck companies that blow right past the $10 million mark. And here is the truly terrifying part. In 2024, the average value of these catastrophic verdicts reached $51 million. Because of this, a single, even minor accident makes commercial insurance an existential daily risk. One blemish on your safety record, and your premiums can skyrocket so high that a carrier becomes effectively uninsurable and goes out of business literally overnight.
All right, let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds. Scaling to 100 trucks.
So far, we've talked about the incredible difficulty of just keeping one truck surviving. But now we are shifting our focus to the high-stakes realm of corporate fleets. Seriously, what happens when you take this brutal, unforgiving financial math and scale it to 100 trucks? I mean, does managing 100 fragile margins actually get easier with size, or does it become exponentially more dangerous?
The truth? It is absolutely a double-edged sword. On one hand, yes, some things definitely get easier financially. You can negotiate bulk fuel volume discounts, your per-unit insurance costs drop, and you finally have the scale to attract dedicated shippers with multi-year contracts. But look at what gets harder. You're no longer just running trucks anymore. You are running a full-blown corporation. You need an HR department for 150-plus people, you've got massive terminal leases to pay, and strict federal compliance teams to manage. You literally have to make this massive psychological shift from a driver mindset to an executive mindset.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 6, the blueprint for profit.
We've seen the traps, we've seen the margin killers. Now let's look at the data-driven blueprint that actual 100-truck executives use to build generational wealth, completely defying the odds. Even if we just model a 10-truck scenario, the level of precision required is kind of terrifying. In an optimistic scenario, we're talking dedicated contracts, low deadhead miles, sparkling clean safety records, a 10-truck fleet can pull in $750,000 in net profit. But look at the realistic scenario right next to it. Just one bad contract renewal, maybe a minor accident that spikes your insurance, and a couple of unexpected equipment breakdowns, that highly profitable year flips into a massive $50,000 loss across the fleet. Now multiply that vulnerability by 100 trucks. The margin for error is razor thin.
And honestly, this is exactly why 85 to 90% of new owner-operators fail within their first 2 years. The number one killer isn't bad driving. It's not a lack of hustle or hard work. It is a cash flow crisis. Think about it. In this industry, you are typically waiting 30 to 60 days for shippers to actually pay your invoices. But your fuel bill? That's due today. Your driver's paycheck? That's due this week. Running out of liquid cash while waiting to get paid is what takes almost everyone down.
So the crucial point here is that the executives who successfully manage 100 truck fleets, they all rely on a non-negotiable checklist of traits to survive and scale. Here's their blueprint. First, they obsessively track their cost per mile on a weekly basis. Second, they secure dedicated contracts before they even think about buying new trucks. Third, they maintain 60 to 90 days of liquid cash reserves just to survive that dreaded payment gap. Fourth, they invest heavily in predictive tech to keep maintenance costs controlled. And finally, they prioritize driver retention above literally all else because losing a driver bleeds money. The trucks themselves, they're just the vehicles. The real business is the cash, the contracts, the people, and the data.
Which brings us to a final thought for you to chew on. The next time you pass an 18-wheeler on the highway, are you just going to see a truck? Or will you see a fragile $150,000 business burning through $50 of diesel every hour, desperately fighting for pennies per mile against massive, invisible economic forces? The economics hidden inside that cab are absolutely fascinating once you pull back the curtain. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. I really hope you leave with a completely new perspective on the invisible math keeping our world moving.